Once upon a time, a swallow and a crow were having a conversation about their feathers. The swallow said proudly to the crow, "Look at my bright and downy feathers. On the other hand, you have black feathers. For me, what matters most in my life is beauty." Then the crow smiled and said to the swallow, "You may be beautiful, but your beauty would last only until spring. You can't tolerate frost. On the other hand, my feathers protect me against the cold winter and the summer heat. Moral health and strength are worth more than all the beauties of the world." One upon a time, a donkey found lion's skin. He dressed himself in that skin. Wherever he went, the other animals and people feared him. Everyone thought that he was a real lion. Soon he started to think of himself as a lion. One day he heard some donkeys braying in the village. He wanted to show them that he can sing even louder. So he started braying and the villagers heard him. They ran after him with sticks and beat him to death. Thus the poor donkey paid the price for his foolishness. Moral: never masquerade as someone else. Once upon a time, a young boy was walking to the market to sell vegetables. On that day he forgot his water bottle. The sun was hot. His throat was dry and his steps grew slow with thirst. After walking for a long time, he finally found a well. He drank the cool water and felt relief in his heart, thanking God Almighty for his mercy. As he was about to leave, he noticed a weak dog struggling to walk. Its tongue was dry and its eyes looked tired. The boy felt compassion rise within him. Without thinking twice, he drew some water from the well and placed it before the dog. The dog drank eagerly, wagging its tail with gratitude. The boy continued on his way. A short distance ahead, two men suddenly blocked his path and tried to steal his bag. Fear gripped his heart. He felt helpless and alone. Suddenly a dog came running, barking loudly. It chased the men away and they fled in fear. The boy looked closely and realized it was the same dog he had given water to earlier. His eyes filled with gratitude. He thanked God Almighty from his heart, understanding a beautiful truth. A small act of kindness can return in powerful ways. On a cold winter evening, a king was entering his palace when he noticed an old gatekeeper standing at the main gate. The man wore a thin, worn-out uniform, trembling in the freezing air. "I am very cold, but I have no warm clothes." The king stopped and asked gently, "Aren't you feeling cold?" "Yes, Your Majesty," the old man replied softly. "I have learned to endure." The gatekeeper smiled with hope. "I will send you warm clothes as soon as I go inside," the king promised, and walked into the warmth of the palace. But inside the palace, surrounded by comfort, the king forgot his promise. The next morning, the old man was found frozen at the gate. "I survived every cold night." Near him, written on the cold ground with stiff fingers, were his final words. "Your Majesty, I have guarded this gate through many winters in this thin uniform. But last night your promise of warmth took away my strength. Do not live waiting for support." A painful truth. We often survive hardships through our own strength, but false promises awaken hope, and broken hope can destroy it. A boy had a duty to look after a flock of sheep. One day he started shouting, "Wolf, wolf, wolf," for the sole purpose of fun. On hearing him, the villagers rushed to his help. What started as a figment of his imagination became his hobby, and he started fooling the villagers. One day when a wolf really came, nobody came, and as a result the boy was killed. There was no one to blame but him. Moral: never lie, no matter how bad the situation is. An old owl watches the world from its tree, absorbing wisdom without speaking much. As it observes the actions and words of others, it learns important life lessons. This owl teaches us that listening and observing can lead to greater knowledge than merely speaking. Moral: talk less, observe more. Once a guy said to a girl, "Love is like a rainbow. It's colorful and makes people smile. Love is like an ocean. It's deep and beautiful. Love is like the sun. It shines and it's warm. Love is like rain. It's calm and refreshing. Will you let me show you that love?" The girl smiling. "No." The guy looked down sadly, and then he heard her saying these words, "I want you to show me your love." Don't your birdo can't come. A man stopped at a flower shop to order some flowers to be sent to his mother, who lived 200 miles away. He saw a young girl sitting on a stone sobbing. He asked her why she was sobbing, and she replied, "I want to buy a red rose for my mother. But I have only 75 cents, and a rose costs $2. He smiled and said, "I will buy you a rose." He bought the little girl her rose and ordered his mother's flowers. The girl requested him to take her to cemetery, where she placed the rose on a freshly dug grave. The man returned to the flower shop, cancelled the order, picked up a bouquet, and drove the 200 miles to his mother's home. You have to treat your parents well while they are still healthy. Do not only show your respect to them when they are in the grave,